Welcome to another video. My friend and I always used to walk through a wonderful, spacious park when we were younger. It was full of tall trees and it was very nicely maintained. In this large park there was an abandoned mansion. I can't remember how long it had been there, but on that day the front door of the mansion was wide open. The two of us decided to check out what was inside the place. As we inched through the door, the very first thing we noticed was that the mansion's floor was littered with crumpled up pieces of paper. We looked at each other and observed that there was no furniture. Nothing except for those wrinkled balls of paper. The mansion had 6 rooms on its main floor, and every room we entered bore more and more scrunched up pieces of paper. We decided to open up one of the paper balls to see what was inside. Our curiosity got the better of us. I picked up a single wrinkled piece, and as my friend picked up another, I unfolded my paper. Smoothing out its bends and dents, at that moment it was almost as if a piece of a rainbow emerged before our eyes. And I was suddenly standing next to a large window. In one of the upstairs room, I was looking outside into the large park. When I looked down at the piece of paper I held, it read, "Look outside the large window that oversees the park in the upstairs parlour." I dropped a piece of paper and it fluttered gracefully to the ground. Meanwhile, I stared at my open hands in a bout of horror. Dazed and utter perplexed, I found my way downstairs and met up with my friend. He was in the kitchen, sitting at a round table that hadn't been there before. Where did that come from? I wondered. My friend stared at his open paper and reread the words several times before he looked at me and turned the page my way. It said, "Go to the kitchen and sit at the round table." We stared at each other for a few moments, vaguely afraid, but then we began to chuckle. Within seconds we were laughing our heads off, marvelling at our newfound game. We could hardly believe what had happened, but being young as we were, the mystery was endlessly exciting. We decided again to open another scrunched up piece of paper. As we opened up the crumpled papers on the floor, we experienced the same sudden flash of rainbow colours. But this time, I ended up lying down in the field behind the mansion. When I peered onto the paper in my right hand, it said, "Lay down in the field behind the mansion." I giggled uncontrollably. After a few minutes of running around the house, I found my friend collecting multiple balls of paper in his arms, eager to experience more of those strange, exciting phenomena. We both got the gist of what was happening at this point. We had no idea as to how it was possible, but we decided to have some fun with it. The supernatural always had a way of captivating our hearts. After a few more run-throughs with these strange mini-teleporting devices, I began to feel apprehensive. I wondered if, at one point, I would be placed somewhere I didn't want to be, or I'd be made to do something I didn't enjoy. We continued though. Minute after minute we unfolded many papers and travelled through bedrooms, closets, trees, and then, after having been on the roof of the mansion, I stood behind my friend, dead on the living room floor. I didn't scream. I couldn't murder him. I read on my piece of paper as I felt a surge of vomit and bile rising into my throat. Nothing came out. The sickness in my throat spread to my stomach, my head, my heart. I didn't know what to do. At this point I began to scream and shout, praying to God for this to be a nightmare. I wanted it to go away. I wanted to rewind our day and be outside again, together, walking underneath the trees. All I could do was hide his body in a cupboard. I willed myself to be calm, and I hesitantly unlocked another paper in the hopes that the problem would correct itself. Once again I saw the colours of a rainbow, and I found myself standing behind a tree several metres away from the house. I could see clearly into the front door. Within a few instants I saw both my friend and myself walk through that door. I began to wonder if I had died, if I was having an out-of-body experience. I looked at the sheet in my hands, and the only words sprawled out upon it were, Time will repeat itself and the paradox will take place, and it will be allowed. That gave me an idea. In my pocket remained the paper that made me kill my friend. Without looking at it, I crumpled it back up. Quietly, I followed my other self, who had separated from my friend as he explored the rooms of the house. As I crept behind him, he turned around very suddenly. Before I could utter a syllable, I forced the paper in front of his eyes, and a flash of rainbow colours. I was able to kill my other self. The laws of time allowed me to take over my dead self's place in this world, and also because of the fact that it was allowed to happen, as it was written on the second piece of paper that had on me, which reversed time. It must have control over time and paradoxes, which made me now the new alive and present of my dead self. I hid my limp, bleeding other dead self in a cupboard in the upstairs bedroom to rot. To my great relief, I heard my friend call my name from downstairs. My friend who managed to stay alive and well. My best friend. When I went downstairs, he greeted me excitedly, smiling childishly, and became blissfully unaware of the situation. I pretended that nothing had happened. In a heartbeat, I told him that the house creeped me out, and it would be much better if we left. After that day, we never went near the mansion again. I don't know if anyone saw or heard about anything that happened between us, but I recently heard from another friend that a house had been demolished, and I can tell you with great certainty that while this news is a relief, I dreaded the probable prospect that my corpse was uncovered in the bathroom cabinet. I bought my MacBook Air second hand from some old lady and factory reset it as soon as I got home. I've had it for about 4 years. It's never given me a problem, however, it gets a little slow sometimes, especially when I have too much shit on my computer and the storage gets a little low. I've dealt with doing a cull of my useless old stuff every 6 months or so, and it's never been a problem. It's always fun to have a trip down memory lane, even if it's only a couple of months old, and see what I was into at that time. For example, a couple of months ago I got back into Wizard 101 that I used to play with my friend when we were kids. On my latest cull, I was searching through my computer looking for things I don't use anymore, when I stumbled across the users folder. There was the usual, my user James, and shared, which I could see every time. However, there was one called Adam this time. I was very confused as I don't know anyone named Adam, let alone someone who might ever have had access to my computer. Confused, I opened the folder only to find there was literally nothing in it, although it was created May 8th, 2018. I thought to myself what this could be and didn't have any explanation, but I thought there has to be a logical explanation, and that at the end of the day it didn't really matter where it came from because there was nothing in the folder. So I promptly deleted it and forgot all about it. Last week, however, 3 months after first discovering the Adam folder, I stumbled upon it again whilst looking up for my resume. I opened it up expecting to once again find nothing, however. There was a document simply titled, Hello. I was a little freaked out at this stage and tried to open the document. The second I clicked on the document, however, my computer came up with a split second of static, like you'd find on old TVs when you were on an invalid channel, and then the computer went to black and restarted as normal. When it came back on, I immediately went into the users folder to find Adam once again be absent, like it never existed. I spent the rest of the night doing research on my similar experiences to no avail. I once again had no explanation for what was happening, although this time I was a little more nervous about the happenings and what was going on. To be completely honest with you, I went full tinfoil hat paranoid, covered my webcam with a piece of sticky tape and went not using the laptop fully shut it down instead of just putting it to sleep. I probably overreacted because when I woke up the next day I once again checked the users folder to see if Adams were back, which he wasn't. I started to question whether the entire ordeal was even real because I have terrible memory and I sometimes associate dreams with real life, which has been a problem for me in the past. I just played it off like I was dreaming and left it at that, until yesterday, when it happened again. This encounter was the most substantial, however, and my first real contact with Adam. I was scrolling through Facebook like a normal day when I noticed a weird sponsored ad like, Wish, and many other companies that usually come up. It was completely blank, except for a small thing in the very middle that said Adam in bold font. At this point I was terrified. I pinched myself to see if I was awake and checked the users folder once again. There it was, again, Adam, created January 15th, 2019. I opened the folder to see a plethora of documents, but front and centre was Adam will live. I click on it and the static comes up again. However, this time, a blue screen engulfs my computer and starts to type out the words, Adam lives, over and over again, until it hits the bottom of the screen where the computer restarts, but the colours are inverted. The users folder immediately comes up with terminal application coming up with the title, please read. I was sceptical. I don't believe in religious or paranormal things, but I've always had a policy not to fuck with it, just in case. Curiosity took over though, and I had to click on it. It was a blank terminal screen that allowed me to type, so I took the opportunity while I still had it and typed, hello. Almost immediately I was hit back with a response. Hello, my name is Adam, what is yours? I was completely shocked. As it was 3 o'clock in the morning, I thought I must have been dreaming, but I kept going. My name is James, who are you? Adam, I told you that. Yeah, but how is this happening? Am I dreaming? I hope not. You're the only person I've been able to talk to in years. Would suck pretty bad if this wasn't real. What do you mean I'm the first person you've talked to in years? Where are you? I don't know. I haven't spoken to anyone since he took me, and he doesn't let me speak to anyone anymore. Who is he? What happened to you? What do you see? At this point I was sweating bullets. I called my friend who worked nights, so I was pretty certain he'd pick up, which he did. What the fuck are you still doing up, James? Christian exclaimed. I'm on break. What do you need? Something real fucking weird is happening, I whispered over the phone. I couldn't wake my family, especially when I was talking to my fucking computer. I was certain I was going mad. What's going on? Talk to me. You're not going to believe me, just don't think I'm crazy or anything. You are crazy, but shoot anyways. He had a point. He'd heard my dreams before. Right, so I'm talking to my computer, or more, some guy named Adam. Dude, what you on about? Go to sleep, dickhead, I'll talk to you tomorrow. No. He hung up. I don't blame him, but that was the last thing I needed right now. I looked back down at my computer and it was just lines of text of Adam replying to me. I don't know who it is, but he's been looking after me since my accident. He's a really nice guy, but he doesn't like me talking to other people. He'd be pretty mad if he found me talking to you. Hello? Are you still there? James, he's coming. I'll talk later. Oh fuck, is he gone? What the fuck is going on? I had so many questions. Hello? Adam, are you still there? No response. He was gone. All I could think was that I needed some sleep. I woke up this morning to the Adam folder wide open and the same please read in the folder. I clicked on it and immediately tried talking to him. Adam, are you there? James, thank God. Are you safe? Talk to me. I don't know. He's found out I was talking to you and he's not happy. What was the accident you were talking about? What happened? I don't really remember it. I was using my computer and it froze and then I blacked out, woke up in this room. He told me that it electrocuted me and he was going to look after me until I got better. It electrocuted? That doesn't make sense. I don't remember it. He just told me that's what happened. What's your full name? Adam. That's what he told me. What about your family and stuff? Do you know where they are? Here's my family. I don't remember anything before the accident. Where are you from? I think somewhere in Western Australia. I've heard him talking about going places around Perth. I don't understand. How have you got a folder in my computer? How are you talking to me like this? I'm on my computer. I don't know who you're talking to, how you're talking to me, but it's nice to be able to talk, so I'm not going to come question it. Oh fuck, he's coming. I've got to go. Adam, don't please. I need to ask you these things. He was gone. I was so fucking confused, even more so than I was when it first started happening. What did he mean he's on my computer? Nothing makes sense. I'm going to contact the lady I bought the computer tomorrow. I found her number in my phone. Maybe she'll know who Adam is. Well, I hope you enjoyed that last one. The last story is an ongoing story, and I will be featuring this on our channel and updating it every week as it's updated. Without further ado, thank you for listening to this video, and I know my voice is different to the usually heavily modified one, but I wanted to give this a try, so let me know your thoughts down in the description. Sorry, down in the comments. Have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you next week.